go ahead and clean and condition my fretboard. My baritone dulcimer hasn't had a good cleaning in a while, so it's probably a good time to do it anyway. These strings are ready to be replaced, so I'm going to just remove them and toss them. But if I was restringing this dulcimer just to change the gauge of strings or something like that, and the strings were still good, I would just wind them up and label the gauges and keep them for later. Alright, so a couple things that we need are some towels, and I use these little these are made out of like t-shirt material. You can just cut up an old clean t-shirt, or you can buy these towels from Home Depot in a big giant box, and they'll last you for years. And then I use these little sheets. They're called Gorgomye, and you get them, I think GHS makes them. You can get them online, and they are for cleaning and cleaning your fretboard. And they're treated with a little chemical oil kind of compound. And you actually just take your Gorgomye and rub it across your ebony or rosewood fretboard. I don't think that they're appropriate for other types of fretboard. Right on the frets themselves, because they will shine your frets and make them pretty again if they've lost some luster. And let me just make sure you can see what I'm doing here. And you just go through the whole fretboard. I usually go one way like this, all the way up and down. You can get in any of the unfinished wood. It's probably okay. You don't want to put it on your on the surface of the dulcimer, but the picking well is okay. Okay, and then I take it and I go this way, and I make sure to get each of the frets and get in between each of the frets. Get all the finger oils and grime and dried skin and ickiness out of there, and just keep going with it. Okay, so that is not dirt, contrary to a lot of what people will tell you. That is not dirt, that's oxidation. And this is still good. You can use them while they're very, very black. So stick it back in the Ziploc and keep it for later. So I'll take my clean towel now and buff it off. We want to just get all of that Gorgomye off of there, and we also want to get all of the dirt and grime off of there. So again, I'm going to go one way first, just to get, you can already see that this is a much cleaner fretboard, even just at the first pass. My boards don't get that dirty because I don't allow that to happen. But some people don't realize they're supposed to clean their fretboards. And I remove the strings and help them out, and it's pretty disgusting how much grime and filth and gunk is in there. And you want to take care of all of your unfinished wood, and part of that is keeping it clean. Let's see, we're getting all the oxidation off of there, and now we're going to go this way. Part of it is keeping it clean, and the other part of it is going to be keeping it conditioned. So you can get away with using Gorgomye, probably depending on how frequently you change your strings. If you're one that doesn't change your strings very often, then you can do it every string change. I change my strings probably more frequently than most people, so I just do it every time that I feel like my fretboard's looking a little grungy. So maybe every 2 or 3 string changes. And I just make sure that it's all polished pretty well. And I want to make sure that these frets are nice and polished. This Gorgomye makes them very pretty. It makes them look like they're brand new. They sparkle. And it's fine for both the metal and the wood. There's another polishing cloth called the Miracle Polishing Cloth, which I love using at home for polishing silver and metal, and it's good for wood. And it is supposedly the same exact compound that's used in the Gorgomye. I'm not sure if it's true or not. I've never used it on my fretboards before because the cloth itself is not quite as soft, and I just don't want to risk it. And the Gorgomye is more expensive than the Miracle Polishing Cloth, but it lasts forever because you can reuse it and reuse it and reuse it. All right, so there we have a clean fretboard. Now, about once or twice a year, I recommend conditioning your fretboard. I personally don't like to put any silicone-based products like Fast Fret on my board. Other people are fine with that. It's just a matter of personal opinion and taste. So I'm using this stuff. It's called Fret Doctor, and I just put a goodly amount on my cloth there, and I'm just literally going to saturate the top of my ebony fretboard, and it's okay if I get it over the frets. I want to put a nice coat of it on there. And avoid getting this on the finish of your instrument. It's just for the fretboard, not for the rest of it. If you get some on your other part of your dulcimer that's finished, then wipe it off right away, because it might start to lift off some of the varnish, because it's an oil-based product. All right, and we just leave that there for about 10 minutes or so and let it soak it up. All right, now I take my clean dry cloth, and I'm just going to get all of the oil off of my fretboard. Wood, unfinished wood, needs oil. It needs food, it needs drink, it's porous, it dries out. If it dries out, it'll start cracking, and you'll need a new fretboard in time. Some people say that your finger oils are fine and you never need to clean or condition your fretboard and it'll be fine just the way it is. I don't agree with that at all. I want my fretboard to be clean. I don't want dried finger oil and skin in all of the little pores of my nice, beautiful ebony. And I don't want to allow my ebony to dry out and get cracked. So now the opposite case is people that over condition their board and use too much product too often on their board. That's not good either, because too much oil over time will run the risk of lifting the frets up, because the oils can act as a solvent for the glue that holds the frets on. So you don't want to overdo anything. You don't want to over condition your board. So you don't do this every string change. Some people do. I mean, some people claim that they use the lemon oil or boar oil, which is what this is, every string change. But I think that's a bit of overkill. Now, lemon oil should be the kind of lemon oil specifically for a fretboard, not something that you use as furniture polish that you get at your, household aisle at the supermarket or something. Don't just use Lemon Pledge or something on your fretboard, because it's not meant to do that. All right, so now we have a newly cleaned and conditioned fretboard, and it's very, very nice. It's very, very beautiful, and I just need to restring it. So I didn't want to bore you with the restringing, since I had already done a video with that stuff, but I've restrung him to G. Oops, I got to retune a little bit. And the fretboard looks pretty clean and it's well conditioned. I'm just taking a microfiber cloth and some guitar detailing polish. I like this guitar detailer, because it's very mild It's formulated to be used every day, so you don't run the risk of over polishing it. But this way you can make sure that the fingerprints are off there and that he's in a nice state. I call this one a boy just because his voice is so low. So I guess it could be a girl with a low voice, but this one seems like it's a boy. All right, let's see how we're doing with pitch. Okay, so now what I do here is I like to tune on the bass string to the 4th fret, is that way as we fret up the fretboard, since I'm tuning toward the middle of the fretboard, as I go up the fretboard, it's not going to go sharp. And then this middle string I like to tune to the 5th fret. It's a little sharp. A little sharp. There we go. And the top string I like to tune to the 7th fret. There he is. And there you have it. Nice clean fretboard, nice conditioned fretboard, polished instrument, and ready to play.